In Integrity Part 1, we considered what is integrity and what's the importance of showing integrity as a leader. In Part 2, we'll look at what happens when your integrity is challenged in the workplace and options for how to handle this. Hi, I'm Diana, and thanks for joining me for this video. If you enjoy this topic, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel so that we can be growing as leaders together. You will recall that integrity is demonstrating a dedication to your values and beliefs even when no one is watching. And it's acting with sincerity that comes from a pure motivation to do what is right even when it might be inconvenient. This includes being honest, fair, and acknowledging your own mistakes. It doesn't take long in your work career to start having experiences that can challenge your integrity. It could be expecting you to ignore inappropriate behavior towards a coworker. It could be asking you to cover up a mistake you or someone else has made. It could be realizing where discriminatory hiring practices are being followed. You could have someone in charge who likes to operate by inflicting shame on people as a way of having power over them, and maybe that person expects you to manage others in the same way. In most workplaces, there will be a series of documents that you are required to be familiar with: a code of conduct, values and ethics statements, internal conflict resolution guidelines, a workplace harassment and discrimination policy. You may have training modules or classes on these items, or just be instructed to read them. Please realize that even if this seems boring or dry, it is very important to take the time to get familiar with these materials. They will not only help you know what is considered wrong or inappropriate by your employer, but they will also provide you instructions on steps or options you have when you observe or experience a violation of these codes or protocols. For the most part, if the apparent wrongdoing does not involve your manager, then talking with your manager will usually be your first step. There will be other routes, such as an integrity monitor or lead, hotlines, confidential complaint lines, or you may even be in a situation where you would need to contact your union or file a human rights complaint. Taking that step, having that necessary conversation or filing that complaint could be very difficult for you and cause you lots of fear or anxiety. Rosa Parks stated, "You must never be fearful about what you are doing when it is right." However, you may think, easier said than done. Let me encourage you to take a problem-solving approach to addressing what is challenging your integrity, where you look at the following. What do you understand about it from various angles, and what information gaps do you have? Is there a way to fill in those information gaps? How much risk are you willing and able to take to address this? If you were not the victim of the wrongdoing, consider the risks and impacts of you acting or not acting for that person. Develop your plan to address this. You may need to review the plan with your manager or a human resources consultant, and then proceed with taking the steps of your plan. Sunnie Giles wrote in an article listed in the description below about integrity being one of the most highly rated leadership attributes of high ethical and moral standards and communicating clear expectations. The article states that a leader of high ethical standards conveys a commitment to fairness, instilling confidence that both they and their employees will honor the rules of the game. When employees feel safe because of this, they have higher capacity for social engagement, innovation, creativity, and ambition. We also know the opposite of this. When leaders do not honor the rules of the game, it deters our engagement, innovation, creativity, and ambition. As a leader, you may have a situation where you have committed to something and feel that it would be a poor reflection on your integrity if you need to change course. At the 2020 Global Leadership Summit, Craig Groeschel talked about leadership during difficult times, what he referred to as leading through the dip. He spoke about leaders having the courage to unmake promises. If you need to change a previous decision or commitment, not acknowledging that you are doing this will give the impression that your word isn't trustworthy. To maintain your integrity with your staff or colleagues, it is important to state when new opportunities demand change, and not let a promise limit progress. Acknowledge the change of strategy or approach. Another important time to maintain your integrity as a leader is when you see a problem. Don't delay addressing it or ignoring it. Joseph Grenny, who has co-authored books on crucial conversations, states that this delay in addressing problems creates a culture of silence, and that leaders need to talk the talk and walk the talk about allegiance to truth, mission, and results. John C. Maxwell has stated, "Image is what people think we are. Integrity is what we really are." One final challenge for you as a leader. Last year, I heard Albert Tate speak on authentic leadership, and he talked about not sitting comfortably at a table of injustice. When you are in the midst of a system of injustice, think about who is missing from that table and why, and what needs to be done about the injustice. Don't think just about the likes you would get tonight, but also about how you can lead for tomorrow's legacy. I hope this helps you consider how to handle those moments when your integrity will be challenged. And I trust that integrity will continue to be a key characteristic that you display while you grow as a leader. Thanks again for joining me. Remember to subscribe to my channel and include any suggestions for future topics in the comments. Bye for now.